Yeah, hello, but this is Guadalupe. I'm going to continue from Hart Park for the last vid that I showed. And Hart Park, it was, oh man, it was just so nice. It was a place where that we all went everywhere. I mean, every time during the holiday that we had, everybody would go there, make barbecues, and it was a real place for the family. He got together during the seasonal period, right? During the vacation time or the holidays, the or even where families just felt what they want to get together. And he called it Hart because he was that way as well. Mr. Hart was a very politic person, anthropology. He was into that. And then he loved people. That, and he gave a lot of donations, to a lot of people and societies as well. And he put most of his investment in there. It was just so nice. And on the side are mountains, right? Because that area is a mountain-like area, and they cut it down and made it into like where you could see the dirt. So we used to climb up there, right? And then come down on onion sacks. You know what I mean? What onion sacks, or to put onion sack and on a cardboard. Why we did that? Because the speed for the cardboard, the onion sack helped us to slow it down every time that we wanted, like press on the brakes to slow it down because going too fast. It helped. And then, so if we were gonna, have a real bad accident, falling over, we fell on the onion sack instead of falling on a rock or something, or skidding on the road. So that was, very, fun at that time. My uncle, he used to take us over there, to the pond, in Hart Park, to go fishing. I remember that my first years of learning, to fish, we, did that there. And then, so Hart Park, it shut down, It really did. And it was sad, that to see all that gone. Somebody tried to buy the park, to restore it because they put the train back and they were doing it, but it never got, restored though. I don't know what happened. I went to school, I left, in Lamont, California. I moved on. And yeah, so that's what happened. But yeah, speaking about Lamont, right? California. My question was that after I checked into everything, before I checked into everything, you see, Lamont, California was never rebuilt. I mean, it wasn't built, the way other cities were, like Bakersfield and any other cities in California, right? And it wasn't until probably I turned going on 20, then they started to rebuild it, Not rebuild it, they started to build it. They put in a Kentucky Fried Chicken, and so the corporations came in. Just it's the way it is, right? Capitalism started to increase there as well. We've seen like franchise people, they came in, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then up to today, right now, they got a Rite Aid there, they got Pizza Hut, and but before, like Mom and Papa's, stores, they were there before the corporations, being built. They built that. They built on. I remember the real estate person. His name was, before he died, I met him. My father, he lived in one of his homes. His name, Followell, right? Followell, he owned, the donut shop. Oh my God, it was a nice donut shop. He built the store across the street. He rented it out to a Chinese, culture, right? It was a Chinese store. Then he built another hamburger stand called Dairy Delight. Then they put a gasoline across Dairy Delight, and they only had one gasoline. I remember the gas was 5 cents a gallon. Yeah, can you imagine that? 10 cents and 15 cents a gallon. 25 cents a gallon, right? And then, so I used to help it fill up, right? You know, my cousin's car. And then after that, the Root Beer King was across, you know, from it. We used to go always eat there. Oh, man. And they had the Spanish panaderia, they call it right there. The corner of the tracks. They put a new store there, you know. Taco Loco, they called it. They moved out of there, right? But that was Taco Loco was they got a restaurant in Bakersfield. They had a restaurant there in Lamont. You know, they started off there. Taco Loco was the first food cart there in Lamont. You know, and they served tacos. You know, they called it Taco Loco, and that was the first burrito place and everything. The first Spanish food that was being sold on the street. You know that? Can you imagine that? The first one, Taco Loco. And we used to, because back in the day, right, everybody would just, you know, not go out and eat because see, they couldn't afford it. In fact, check this out. Look at this. Our family could not afford, right, to go out to Bakersfield, which is 6 miles away, and eat at Taco Bell. Could never go over there. And I asked my mom, how come that we don't go over there and eat? She goes, no, because we can't afford it, son. Seriously, that's how, you know what? We couldn't afford to travel 6 miles, you know? And I think that we could have, right? Mom just, you know, I think mom probably did it, you know, on the side, you know what I mean? Just to, I don't know. But look, but because we were so in love with the food there in Lamont, the Root Beer King, oh, the hamburgers, oh man, you know how they say here in Brooklyn, forget about it, right? You know, it's like an Italiano saying, you know, it means all kinds of ways, you know, it could mean like, you know, it's a good thing, man, it tastes so good, forget about it, you know what I mean? You know, it tastes good, you know, but, you know, forget about it, man. It was so good, the food there in Lamont, the Root Beer King, they had the A&W, hey, Root Beer King. Not A and W root beer, they called it that because they called it after the float, right? Root beer float. Then they had Root Beer King, that was a popular hamburger stand there. Then they had the what was it called? Dairy Delight. Their hamburgers were different made. It was good, you know. But we never ate out, you know, at Taco Bell. Right, and we never ate out at Pizza over there, Pizza Hut, because Pizza Hut, it was always around, and we never went to McDonald's. Yeah, we did. Wait a minute. They had a Pizza Hut. No, they had a pizza place in Lamont, but my dad and them, they didn't go to McDonald's because of Root Beer King. Yeah, and then only whenever that something happened, right? You know, that we used to go to the hospital, you know, because, you know, we used to go to the Kern County Medical Center there in Bakersfield from Lamont. Until that we were sick, we ate over there at, you know, the Kern McDonald's. Yeah, the first McDonald's they made in the city, what was the 50s or 60s, right, in Bakersfield. That's the only time we ate, you know, out over there whenever something happened. And then, but could you imagine not ever going over there because, you know, being poor like that, you know? And it wasn't until my mom, she started to work for the welfare. They trained her, for example, you know, I love my dad, you know that a lot, you know, but I'm telling you, the things that you do when you're younger, you know, and I'm really thinking how I'm going to say this is because my dad's still alive, right? You know, he sees this, you know what I mean? I don't, you know, hey, man, but mom, you know, she loved my dad a lot, you know. My dad, he was influenced by his friends. My dad was the best, you know, friend you could ever have, you know. Remember that saying where that man would take off his shirt for you? See, that was, you know, see, that's my dad, you know. But then he had to prove something to his friends. So when he started hitting my mom and everything, domestic violence, right? God, man, it was terrible, you know. So I don't want to go there, you know. Let's make a quotation, man. But my dad, he paid for it. You know, he going to jail for all that, and he changed, you know. And mom and dad had a divorce, right? You know, I was 10. And man, I tell you, see, that's another video there, you know, about domestic violence, right? But I know my dad didn't mean to do it, because I remember I went to see him here one day, right? He goes, son, you know what? I'm sorry, man. You know, stuff I did to you guys. Man, he goes, man, I messed up. I don't want to cuss here, man, on the video, right? But he was cussing at himself, and I didn't say nothing, man. And he goes, I don't know why, man, I did that, you know. He goes, I think because my friends drinking beer, right? You know, right? So father, he was a good person, right? A very good guy, man. He just lovable, kind, right? You know, did everything for you, you know. But then the way he treated mom, man, you know, we hated that, man. And wow, you know what I mean? Just gonna leave it at that, you know. So my mom already passed away. That's in the other videos. But I'll make another one about my mom. But for this one here, speaking about mom, I'm gonna turn into oh man, her food. It is so that we have a favorite food from my mom's cooking. I remember my cousin Moses, right? He goes, hey man, so what you guys making tonight to eat, man? And I go, man, ginger beef, man. Oh man, forget about it, man. Forget about it, right? You know? They love my mom's food, you know. And I'm here in Brooklyn, you know. I'm trying to get it in cans, you know, selling in cans, right? I will, you know, before I die, you know. Man, I will watch. I will. Mom's food, you know, like ginger beef, you know. I can't give the recipe. I can't, because I'm gonna put it out in cans, you know. Anyways, if I ever do have the recipe, right, you know, just you're gonna love that recipe. But you know, it's called a ginger beef, you know, and mom had a lot of recipes, man. Ginger chicken, ginger beef, you know, Filipino ribs, you know. And there's another recipe that I don't think that we named it, right? My mom, she always made up stuff, you know, and it's I call it, I guess, you know what? Not ginger, but beef gravy hamburger, man. That's how I'm gonna call it, you know, because she didn't make it much, you know, with me, right? But she made it a lot with my brother, you know. I guess because she did make it one time at my house after I moved out of my mom's place. And I moved on my own, you know. But I was always in a hurry during college years, you know what I mean? And I think I ate it, only a few bites, and I took off because I was in a hurry. So I figured she figured that, well, I don't really like it, you know. Anyways, but yeah, mom, she knew how to cook real good, you know. Moses and them, they loved her ginger beef, you know. She used to make spare ribs, you know. Moses would come over to eat, you know. They love my mom's cooking. Oh my God, they really loved it so much, you know. Man, Carmen, she used to take care of us when I used to, you know, get out of school. Myrtle Avenue, Carmen lived down the road, like about what? 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks down from the school, headed toward east, you know. Headed toward the west. But yeah, you know, and then Carmen there, right? They really loved the food, you know that, and they would ask me, so when is mom making it? Oh my God, man. every time I tell my mom, and she really loved to give, you know. My mom was the sort of person that she really loved to give people. In fact, mom, she would give free, haircuts, perms, right? She went to hair school. She got first place, in hair design. You know, she got her license as a cosmetologist. She used to do hair. And she used to go with, I used to go with her when I was younger, right? And then, it's already 15 minutes, you guys. Man, I'm going to keep it here at that, Okay, so I'll continue this in the next video, okay? I'll talk to you later.